רפואת הנפש, רפואת הגוף, לחולי עמך.
All right, so we're introducing a friend of mine. We are working together on a project. It's really his project, and he put together all the talent, and I have a very, very small part in it. But I wanted to, since we have such a large platform right now, so many people watching, I wanted to give him a chance to talk about the project, about Fresh Start.
Hello, Rabbi Taub. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear, Rabbi Yochannon.
Fantastic. First of all, thank you for everything you do for Klal Yisrael. And you should continue to be gebenched with many years of Meva Yochannon in your holy Avodas HaKodesh.
Amen. Thank you.
So yes, I like the way you're very humble, and I have the voice notes to prove that you're not so minimally involved, but we can argue about that at a later time. So what is the Fresh Start? The Fresh Start Recovery Center is something that I think many who are involved or active in the frum world when it comes to emotional trauma and mental health challenges have been dreaming about for a while. And through a variety of encounters in my life and situations over the last several years, a group of us finally decided to take the step forward to do it. So I think this line is from you, Rabbi Taub. That's who I know it from. Connection is prevention. Is that officially yours?
I've said it before. I don't know if I was Mechadish.
Okay, well, I heard it from you, so I'm gonna assume it's yours. So the idea of connection is prevention is basically there are many wonderful people, organizations, moistus, that are working feverishly to address the mental health crisis within the frum community. The challenge is that the number of people that need the services of these mental health professionals is far outpacing the number of available people that there are to help. So our goal now is to open up a organization whose goal will be on trying to prevent mental health challenges from getting out of control and start dealing with the causes of this trauma and of these mental health challenges much earlier in the life. So Fresh Start is going to have a variety of programs, but I'm going to talk about our I see Rabbi Shimon joined us. So before we bring in Rabbi Shimon, let me just talk about our core flagship program. There are many institutions out there, wonderful institutions that are addressing the addiction crisis within the frum world once somebody is an addict. And they're all wonderful. There is no frum organization or frum institution that is addressing the vast majority of people that need help are pre-addiction stages or maybe haven't come to terms with their addiction. Our goal is to open up a center primarily with a 5-day program that is an intensive workshop for people to deal with their own trauma. By doing so, there's a famous line which we've all heard, hurt people hurt people.
Sure.
And that basically means that when a parent or a husband or a wife has trauma in their own life from many years ago, they ultimately pass that on to the next generation unknowingly, not on purpose, but the children get impacted. And what we are trying to do is to create an institution that will be able to tackle this tremendous problem within our community earlier on, before the addictions come and the marriages fall apart or the children, we lose the children of these well-meaning people. So what I have been blessed to do is to put together a team of some wonderfully, amazingly people, most notably Rabbi Shimon Russell, who is joining us now from Eretz Yisrael. I think it's 9:30 or 10:30 at night there, Rabbi Russell.
It is 9:35. How are you, Rabbi Taub?
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Wow.
It is our pleasure, Mamish. Mamish, good to see you. Always good to see you.
Yeah.
So yes, we have world-renowned people like Rabbi Russell, obviously Rabbi Taub, you're involved. We have the wonderful Dr. Akiva Perlman from Brooklyn, who's involved with us. We're also bringing in world-renowned experts, not just from Unzere, but really trying to bring in experts in the world of trauma, and really start coming up with not only this flagship 5-day program, but really a variety of services where we can train, educate people, so people truly understand this idea of complex trauma, how it impacts them, and how it plays out in their home and with their children, with their spouses. But I am not a therapist. I am not a professional. I'm simply someone who's passionate about it. So this is really being created with the vision and the guidance of people like yourself, and as I mentioned, Rabbi Russell at the helm of it, taking his 35 years of experience in the field in the frum world. And as I told Rabbi Russell, he's hiding in a basement in Givat Zev, an apartment in Givat Zev. And he's doing a wonderful job saving the shamas, but he has a 4-year waiting list.
Yeah.
And that's problematic. So our goal here is to help minimize those waiting lists and to really bring this topic to the forefront so we can start, as Rabbi Taub, you said, connection is prevention. But that being said, Rabbi Russell, please chime in. If I said anything you disagree with, now's your time to represent yourself.
Where do I even begin? Rabbi Taub, first of all, everything Rabbi Polter, Yochannon Polter says about me, you have to take it with a grain of salt, everything. The guy's amazing. He's the amazing guy putting all this together. I wouldn't have the time. I didn't have the time, or the patience or the resources that he puts energy into creating this is remarkable. It's truly remarkable. He's pulled together, as you well know, people, a team of people, advisors, guiders, therapists. Just amazing people who want to help and create something very, very special for our community. And I think the time is right. The time has come. Years ago, it wouldn't have happened. There's no way you're going to bring a whole group of people together to talk about their childhood trauma and process. So over the years, those of us in the field, have all been sending to the wonderful programs that exist, and they do exist around America, the secular programs. The realities are that those programs, while they do a fantastic job, and again, I continually have sent people and encouraged them to go for 5 days to work out, understand, learn about their own trauma, understand, so they could take responsibility for their treatment and jumpstart and not be floundering around, but really jumpstart the work. In 5 days, I think, Yochannon, you know this to be true, that 5 days in such a program, we've witnessed the incredible change in people's attitude towards and ability to take responsibility for the impact of trauma in their lives.
And I want to be clear, Rabbi Shimon, I know you've said this numerous times, the goal of this program is not to solve the trauma. The goal of this program is to shortcut, and it cuts out a year or two. I actually just got off the plane from Phoenix, Arizona, where I was forced to attend the program that we hope to imitate mostly. And it was a wonderful experience, but there's so much we can do to apply it to the frum world and to apply it to our community. But it's not a solution. It is a meaningful step.
It's tremendous education. I can tell you, as a clinician, it jumps 6 months, a year ahead. It's a game changer for many people to be in such a program and learn, the whole concept of trauma and how it affects them, what it does to them, what are the options for treatment. It's a real game changer. what's been missing all the years, of course, for our people, is going into a program where 80%, 90% of what they're hearing in terms of the complex trauma people are struggling with, 80% is not really nagea to their lives directly, which really makes it kind of difficult. And in addition to that, what is nagea to their lives, the spiritual abuse, the religious and spiritual abuse, so many of our young people have suffered.
Rabbi Russell, I don't know if everyone's necessarily familiar with that term. So maybe while so many people are watching, you could enlighten us.
Well, it's a subject, a very complicated subject. But when you look at the realities, without going into I can't go into too much detail now. It wouldn't be reasonable or fair. But the realities are that many of our young people are coming through our communities, in our systems, the yeshivish, hasidish worlds, and remain somewhat or become somewhat traumatized by their experiences in the system, being expected to become something perhaps they couldn't, that was above and beyond their abilities. The reaction they experience, both from family of origin and from the community and the systems that they went through, actually created severe trauma in so many of our people. The numbers, I don't want to go into it now, people wouldn't believe me anyway, but the numbers are staggering. They're simply staggering.
Yeah.
And while we do, obviously we have to do work on the grassroots level of changing all that, which we are. And there are people, not just me, lots and lots of well-meaning people trying to address and change those systems in a way that's keeping the values, but maybe being more user-friendly to more people and not stigmatizing and traumatizing so many. The fact is, we do have, significant numbers of people traumatized from within our system, by our system. And that's not addressed at all. In fact, it's not even brought out. It needs to be confronted and challenged. And people need the support of each other to realize they're not alone at all. And there's lots of people like them who have had these experiences and are struggling with trauma. And because of it, and that they can discover that there's help and understanding, there's real support for them to help them with their process of recovery, to embrace it all. And we want to bring all that out in the open and talk about it and help them with it and guide them to take their responsibility for their own recovery, which they can do, which we believe they can do. But the secular institutions go so far, but they don't touch that stuff. They don't touch, for example, the impact of the uniqueness of sexual abuse as it impacts our communities, and the nuances as it touches the culture of the frum Jew. It's a different sugya, it's a different subject, and it has a different treatment model because of that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist effectively, I would say, in the secular world. And we need to address that too. So there's many components of this program that we want to bring an authentic, well-educated, well-researched program that's based in, what we can learn from all these good secular programs, but bring that in and apply it and adapt it to address the true traumas that we see in our community with the people suffering. And there are so many suffering. We want to bring them help, and we think we can do it with, what can I say, with Yochannon Polter's amazing energy and effort to pull this together. Frankly, I know it's so overwhelming, I would never have done it. Couldn't have, wouldn't even dreamt of doing it if not for the powerhouse that he is pushing this program. As you see yourself, Rabbi Taub, that he looks for quality and he pulls you in. You
That's
take
right.
the bait and he pulls you in. We just can't seem to help it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he has a paint him.
I
think he's a genuine L'Shem Shemaim Yid who wants to help Yid. And I think Kadosh Baruch Hu blesses such an enterprise and such a person. That's the way I see it.
Both of you definitely gave me a hard time. But Baruch Hashem, here we are. Rabbi Taub, you may have some questions, but I just want to sort of outline, we talked about the flagship program. The way we see this is 3 categories: awareness, advocacy, and action. Awareness, we intend to have community lectures, support groups, materials. There's a lot of wonderful people that have so many amazing things to talk about this topic. We want to sort of bring it in under one place and share it. Advocacy, one of the things we're very excited about is the first and only from think tank on emotional trauma and mental health, and it'll be comprised of, again, our amazing team. We have a wonderful therapist in Muncie, Zvi Tischler. We have Menachem Pozdansky from the living room in your neck of the woods. Just a variety of different people, but bring them in together with the amazing professionals in the world of emotional trauma that we are, Baruch Hashem, getting on board for this amazing project. And then lastly is this Trauma Survivors Workshop. We intend to have a referral network to really make sure, because trauma, as Rabbi Russell can tell you, requires a very unique therapist, someone who's trained. But that's really the goal, and to really become, a place that people can turn to, and hopefully we will have something for anyone that calls us to help them with this tremendous challenge. But I have to imagine you have some questions that we might be able to answer. At least Rabbi Russell could.
I think he's switching this back to you, Rabbi Taub.
Oh, he's putting the ball in my court.
Yes. Rabbi Taub, here's what I'll ask you.
Yep.
Why did you decide to join?
Because this guy named Yochannon Polter nudged so bad, I had to just, get him off my back. So.
Okay, but I also had to actually twist your arm a little bit. But there's a reason you joined. What are you seeing on the forefront?
There's a lot of pain out there, and I'm saying in our community. And first of all, with all, I want to put my disclaimers out front. My training is not, I'm not a clinician. I don't have letters after my name. I'm a rabbi, and I try to help people with their spiritual growth. And one of the things I see quite often, especially people from our community, is that the one thing they most need for their healing, which is a relationship with Hashem, the relationship with Hashem is the most healing thing that they need, and it's blocked from them because of associations they have with Hashem. But it's not even Hashem. It's like Levi Yitzchak Berditchever told the atheist, young man, the same God you don't believe in, I also don't believe in. So the Hashem they have problems with isn't even the real Hashem, but it's blocking them from a relationship with the real Hashem, which is the thing they need the most. So something that caters to trauma and allowing people, this is the way I see it. There are many angles to look at it, but the one that uniquely interests me is getting the trauma out of the way so that people can actually return to their intrinsic connectedness with Hashem, and then from there return to their intrinsic connectedness with themselves, with others, with life, and the two are intertwined. Our relationships are relationships. There's so much to be said, for healing these connections, or like you said, connection is prevention. So, and you said that I said, but we all tag you're it. But it's about connection, and anything that interrupts connection that's our challenge to remove that blockage, because I believe we're intrinsically connected. Our true nature is to be connected, and the disconnection is sort of an interruption of that.
Well said, well spoken. I tell you, one aspect for myself, if I may say, is what I try to do with my life every day is helping people give voice to their pain, to what they've experienced, to realize you're not alone. Other people have gone through this and are going through this, and you can share that and be understood. And there are those of us who can help hold that pain with you while you process it, and then recognize how it affects you. I mean, to really understand how trauma works, the mechanics, the science, so that you understand how it keeps affecting you and triggering you. It's not something you just get over. I hear this all the time from families. Why can't they just get over it? Like, get over it. And, painfully, that's just not the reality. You don't just get over it. You work it through and you let it go. It takes a lot of work, but you can do it. But imagine doing that together with other Frum Yidden together in a group for 5 intense days of learning how to do that and having hope and support. This is something I see the benefit people have from doing that in the secular programs. Can you imagine Paul McLean if we can pull that off in a religious context where you can actually give voice to the religious stuff and the spiritual stuff they've been through and how their traumas affected them, took so much of that from them, and do that in a group setting under the guidance of, experienced and trained professionals who can help them connect the dots to their trauma. I think this is just amazing. And halavai, it will develop the way we hope it will, and we intend it to. Halavai.
With Hashem's help.
I know we have Avram Fried joining, so I just want to let people know there's people are probably left with more questions than they are answers, but you can visit our website at www.thefsrc, as in the Fresh Start Recovery Center, www.thefsrc.com, or you can call us at 888-373-7481, 888-373-7481. Hatzlacha Rabba, Rabbi Taub, and thank you for inviting us.
Thank you, Rabbi Yochannon. Thank you, Rabbi Russell.
We will speak, for sure.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your important work. And Hashem will surely bless you with Hatzlacha, and you should be out of business very soon.
Oh man, I think we'll be together next Shabbos, not this Shabbos, the following one.
That's right. We're going to be together for Shabbos. That's right.
I'm looking forward very much. And
yes.
Hashem, we'll all have tremendous visit next Shabbos together.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
Looking to take it.
Fu wa sa ne